eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pairwise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Throw dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, motives reflected off the mirrors and pit clear, grinning from ear to ear. Craving and raving and grain, rekindle the flame. Closer she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom, yes it is. The truth is what you can see. Hello everybody and welcome to this edition of the Unpopular Hour. Of course, I'm your host, Matt Clark. And today is, what is today? Wednesday? Yeah, today is Wednesday. Going really good. Excited about today. Excuse me. Also, if you guys remember, if you guys want to communicate with me or talk about anything on the show, please, by all means, go to, as we've said many times, go to YouTube, search The Unpopular Hour. Search The Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, and you guys can come on board over there and get in with whatever we're talking about. Comment on whatever we're discussing at that particular time. It's going to be fantastic, and like I said, we are happy about the show and about what we're doing and what's going on with us. And like the other night, it was great because we had several guys. We've got a couple of people who are coming back on and doing the show with us. So by all means, go ahead, search The Unpopular Hour with Matt Clark, like, subscribe, hit notifications, please, and then go ahead and comment on anything I'm talking about, or you can go ahead and, ask questions if you have those. And then, of course, tonight we'll be back on with After the Storm, our OKC Thunder post-game analysis live stream, which we're going to talk about the Thunder and stuff today. I want to get something off my chest right off the bat. The LA Times posted a story. Well, my hat's all. Why is my hat all jacked up? I don't like that. My hat, get my hat right. Anyway, they posted a story about LSU. And we made a comment Monday yesterday, I guess it was yesterday, because the game was Monday night, right? Yeah, so it was yesterday. And we made the comment about LSU and how the girls are, and how Angel Reese, she said that she was going through some stuff. Well, what you did with Caitlin, and then what you did to UCLA. Well, the LA Times came out with a story, and calling them dirty debutantes. Now, Kim Mulkey, I'm not a big fan of hers, but I respect what she said. She talked about what that means, and if you go out and you Google what dirty debutantes is, and what that references and what pulls up, that was totally out of line by them. And, they came out and they never really apologized to the LA Times. But listen, whoever wrote the story, it had to go to an editor. Then it has to go to the desk editor. Then it has to go to the top editor to get approved. And they were perfectly okay with that. Now, like I said yesterday, I'm not a fan of the LSU program or anything like that. I do believe that people are who they are, and I'm not a fan of Kim Mulkey at all, okay? And I've said that. But at the same time, for you to go out and you to go after these women the way you did, which is part of what Angel Reese was saying, that people have done and why she did get a chance to enjoy the national championship. Now, I've said that was brought on herself because she kept following Caitlin Clark around, and Caitlin Clark, let's face it, is the darling of America, okay? And you can't be a person of color and try to go after a person that's not of color like that. Now, that being said, I don't have a problem with her going after her the first time doing this about the ring. Zero problem. Men do that all the time. I've taunted, and I've been taunted. I have zero problem with that. But for you to follow her up and down the court to do it, like I said yesterday, I have an issue with that. I don't care what color you are. That has zero to do with anything. I've been taunted by white people. I've been taunted about black players. I've taunted white players. I've taunted black players. This real color has zero to do with it. Zero. Okay? But in America, in the times that we live in currently, you can't do that to America's darling. But on the other side, for you to write an article to go to scathe these young women who are African American, by the way, for you to do that, that's irresponsible and rude. Now, granted, you are the local paper for UCLA, 100%. Now, I said Angel Reese was wrong for winning the game and going and taunting to the taunting the coaches. I said that was totally out of line. I've never done that. I don't know anybody that I can think of who's ever done that. Okay, never. I've never even heard of that before. Now I'm sure it's happened, but I've never seen it or been around it. And I said on the show Monday about how when she did that, I just had a problem. Like, why are you doing that? So I've spoke on that, but that's not something that I'm going to go in detail and say it has something to do with she's black and they're white or whatever. That's never an issue. To me, that's about her and that's about her coach and that's about her reading them in and allowing them to have some sort of I don't know what the word, I don't want to say class, but having some, understanding that, hey, the thing we love about Barry Sanders is he's done it once. He scored a touchdown. He'd do it over and over and over. That's what he did. He acted like he'd been there before. So to me, for her to go through, I don't know if that's the frustrations that she had went through all year long that she brought on herself. And then it was thought that, but giving kids death threats and stuff like that, but that's America. That's where we live in. That's the climate that we live in based on the politics and the way people have. Because as I've said many times, my issue is with today's climate is people think they can say and do whatever they want. And as a former basketball player, you don't think I've heard stuff, people say stuff in the stands. Of course I have. But my bottom line is you don't bring up my mama. You don't bring up my family in any way. You don't bring up anything to do with that. If you want to talk about me and call me all kind of names, whatever, you can do whatever. You don't call me the N-word. Don't talk about my family. Those are two off limits. We're fighting. If you talk about my mama, my daddy, or my kids, or you bring up the N-word, you call me the N-word, we're fighting. That's the end of it. You cross the line. Now, anything else, I'm a bum, I can't this or I can't that. Okay. I have zero problem with that. I've been called all kinds of things. All kinds of things have been said. And I laugh about a lot of them now, but I just, you like I was telling my good friend John Milo, who's an attorney, and I went to an OSU football game with him, and his seats were down low, and he's just going off on these guys, the opposing team, and I'm just laughing at him. He's like, "Why is?" I said, "Man, they just laughing at what you're saying." He goes, "Oh well, that's bothering." I go, "It doesn't bother us. We laugh about it, bro. We joke about it. We talk about it. We have fun about it. We laugh about it at the bus or in the locker room or the next day or whatever. You hear what that dude said? Blah blah blah. You hear what that woman said? It's just fun. It's just that's there's nothing wrong with that. But you don't cross the line." And what these guys did at the LA Times crossed the line. I'm gonna have issues with that. I'm not happy about what they did at all. At all. So now I'm over that. Let's get into the Thunder and let's talk about the Thunder last night and what happened with the Thunder, okay? Because to me, they had a chance to really do something, but when you have a chance to win and completely folded at the end, that's my issue with that. And as we talked about on After the Storm last night, when you take Josh out of the game with 3 minutes to go, I didn't understand that. And I don't think that, I was like, what the hell is going on with that? I didn't get it, okay? I didn't get it. I'm like, you have no ball handler. You got Dort taking the ball over because at the time, Isaiah Joe's not a ball handler. Okay? Chet's not a ball handler. Jay Will is not the ball handler. And Wiggins was the ball handler. So that's who you had on the court because you took Josh out and put Isaiah Joe in. What the hell are you doing? And once again, it comes to coaching. And as I've said many, many times, it comes down to coaching. Our coach is fantastic at out-of-bounds plays. Our coach is – excuse me a second. Sorry. Our coach is fantastic at out-of-bounds plays, and he's fantastic at building players up. The problem with the Thunder is we're past that. We're past building the players up. We're ready to win now. And it just goes back to show you what are the Thunder really ready to win currently, which I don't think that they are, number one. Number two, are the Thunder really, truly understanding what they have as a team? And I just think that the Athletic was right on point. I don't think the Thunder are ready to win. I think they're still in, let's rebuild, let's take this time. We're not there yet, and we are. And what the play of SGA and what he's done in his MVP campaign is to make them have to address that, because now the Oklahoma City Thunder are fantastic at putting things under wraps. They are fantastic at not letting the public creating a narrative. And all NFL teams and NBA teams and professional baseball teams and whatever, they're all the same way. They all want to create their own narratives. Now, the question is, does your fan base knowledgeable enough to let you get away with it? And in Oklahoma City and Oklahoma, our fan base is a junior high mentality when it comes to basketball. They are a professional mentality, I would say high school mentality, when it comes to basketball. They are a professional attitude when it comes to football. They get it 100%. And I've said this 1,000 times. Oklahoma City Thunder would not be getting away with what they getting away with if they're a football team. NFL team. The fans wouldn't put up with them because they're knowledgeable. And last night, you look at the numbers. We led pretty much the whole game until the end, and Embiid took over. But, Josh put him back in the game. Josh sat over there for 2 minutes, a minute and a half or whatever, finally get him in there. He ends up turning the ball over, trying to cross over in front of Embiid. Like, Josh, what the hell are you doing? You can't cross over in front of him. I mean, what are you doing? And that was basically the ball game right there. So I just look at what the Thunder had a chance to do. Well, let me take that back. We come back. We're only down 3. And Isaiah Joe has 2 wide open looks, shoots an air ball, and then shoots one not even close. And then Jay Will has a wide open 3, and he shoots one that wasn't even close. So the Thunder had a chance, but the problem is your 2 best players were not on the court. And I believe the only reason why Embiid played was because when SGA and J-Dub both were not playing, then because he wasn't supposed to play, you could tell he was exhausted and he's just not ready. And I don't believe they should have brought him back. But they're right now in the race for their lives, and they have to win. So anyway, when I look at what the Thunder did, you can see we out-rebounded them by 1. Our pips, points in the paint, we were up by 4. They had we committed 18. We turned them over 18 times, outscored them bench-wise, and still couldn't get the W. Why? Because we folded at the end because of his lineups once again. And then on top of that, I don't understand why you're playing Lindy Waters. You can't. And people, I'm not trying to beat him up, but I'm just gonna say this right now. Please, one of y'all, please give me an answer if you think that I'm wrong. You're telling me Cason Wallace played 14 minutes. He played 6 minutes more than Lindy Waters. So what I've said is, to me, so what you're telling me is you'd rather have Lindy Waters on the court instead of Isaiah Joe, instead of Cason Wallace, instead of Kendricks Williams, instead of Lou Dort, instead of Josh Giddey, or instead of Wiggins. That's what you're telling me. I mean, that's what you're telling me. You'd rather have him on the court. You'd rather have Muscala on the court than Jay Will or Chet. That's what you're telling me. Neither one of those guys should ever get off the bench. Muscala could not play for any other team except for the Thunder. He's what he was for us. Those days are gone. He's not that anymore. That was 2 years ago. He's not that guy no more. Lindy Waters shouldn't be on the floor. Not when you're in a 50-50 game trying to win and then you're playing, well, it's just the first half. People said, well, let me explain to you. You only get so many possessions a game. And if you put somebody on the court that's going to give away possessions, which is what you're doing, you're giving away possessions. When a team is down, you're without your 2 best players, instead of you trying to promote and trying to win that game by playing your best 9, 8, 9, 10 guys, that's what you do. Because you got to look at it. Here are your starters: Chet, Jay Will, Wiggins, Giddey, and Dort. That's your 5, right? Then you got Hayward as your 6. You got Isaiah Joe as your 7. You got Wallace as your 8. You got Kendrick Williams as your 9. That's all you should have played. And you got to get this W because with your two best players out, only Embiid coming back from injury, you got a chance to get a W. But once again, the Thunder aren't really trying to win. And I didn't believe that from the Athletic. I go, that's a bunch of crap. But the more I think about it, yes, they are. We shot 42% from the field, 33% from three, 13 for 39. And I'm in agreement with the Athletic. And I just believe that if Aubrey was still here, those things would not happen because his mentality, he wanted a winner. He wanted the Thunder to win under all circumstances, and I don't think that's where they're at. I think that they're still in rebuild mode, and that's the way they are. Sam Presti is a brilliant, brilliant guy. Okay? I'm not going to say he's not because I know the guy. I mean, I don't know him, but I know him. And I'm just going to say his basketball knowledge and what he can do and manipulate other GMs as far as trades and getting stuff is fantastic. But he does not have he's not in win now mode. He's just not. The last time we were in win now mode, remember, we went into the luxury tax. And he's just not willing to go back there, it seems like. But now you're fighting for first place, second place, third place. I think we're okay for third, and for third is the worst. But you're fighting to win the West. You have a chance to get a guy who's the MVP. You don't even promote him. You promote the guy under him. J-Dub is not SGA. He's not. And then somebody put him in. Somebody was telling me that one of the local stations or whatever had him in the top 25 player. You're out your effing mind. He's not a top 25 player. You're tripping. Is he a top 50? Yes. Top 40? Yeah. I'm going to give you maybe 35, maybe 30. But top 25? No. No. He's not some guy I'm going to have and this is Oklahoma City. Once I said, people who talk like that never played competitive basketball on the upper level. If you haven't, you're going to have your opinion, and that's fine. Everybody can have an opinion. But you're not knowledgeable, and then you're sitting there talking to people who aren't knowledgeable, and then they're, oh, yeah, that makes sense, because they don't know any better either. They're not evaluators of talent. They have no idea what the hell they're talking about. And J-Dub will be one of the top 25 players in the NBA, 100%. He ain't there yet. Instead, you have the number one player in clutch field goal percentage, 61% SGA, and you can see Josh passed the ball. The play was set up for J-Dub, and Josh gave it to SGA. Why? Because Josh understands, unlike our coach, understands the guy he wants with the ball in his hands to win the game is SGA, not J-Dub. The players understand. As a player, you know who can play and who can't. You understand the game. And our coaching staff, management, no. They want J-Dub. They're promoting him 100%. They're not promoting SGA. When Westbrook won the MVP, Steven Adams was boxing out so that he could get a rebound, so he could get a triple-double. Oklahoma City is the reason why Russell Westbrook had a triple-double that season. They promoted him to get it. That's what they did. They were in love with this dude so much that you got rid of Kevin Durant, you got rid of James Harden, you got rid of Ibaka, you got rid of Scotty Brooks, you got rid of Sabonis, you got rid of Reggie Jackson for this dude. That's what you did. You can you can say whatever the hell you want. That is exactly what you did. You got rid of James Harden first, then you got rid of the coach. Then you got rid of Kevin Durant and Ibaka. And then my guy, Nathan Taylor, always says, well, but look, we got in trade. You didn't know that you're going to get that in trade? Stop it. You can't say what you're going to get 4 years from now, 5 years later. How the hell you knew what you're going to get? You didn't. But you got rid of him because you got rid of KD. Then you got rid of who? Reggie Jackson. Then you got rid of, I think you got rid of Reggie Jackson before you got rid of KD and him. Then you got rid of Sabonis for this dude. Then you promoted him as MVP, and what did he do? Completely ran the organization. Now you've got another chance with a guy who's a clear number 2 that you're trying to make a number 1, and you're making the same mistake you made with Westbrook with J-Dub. The exact same mistake. You're dividing the locker room, and they can say whatever the hell they want. I'm a player. I've been in the locker room where the coaches have made a decision just like that because they did it to me. So I know exactly what SGA is going through because I went through the same thing at Oklahoma State. I know exactly what he's doing. I know exactly what you do what you got to do on the court to, appease and get along and whatever. You do what you got to do because you want to win. But I can say one thing. SGA, by only inviting Chet to Drake, took a shot across the bow to the Thunder and to the players and let them know, yeah, I'm with this dude. And then what does AT&T do? They do a commercial with who? SJ and Chet dressed just alike, and no other Thunder players or nothing. Why? Everybody in the nation is telling you who the hell they think is number 1 and 1B or 1 and 2. They're telling you who it is. The Thunder believe it's J-Dub, then Chet, and SGA is a non-factor. And they can say what the hell they want to. Their actions, their actions, their actions, their actions. Our coach calling timeout with 20 seconds left to put J-Dub in just to run a play for him. The next quarter, SGA sits over there for 3 minutes. Why? Because you already wasted a timeout putting J-Dub in there. So, all you got to do is watch people. You got to do is open your eyes and look. The Thunder will tell you and show you what the hell they're doing. And they're not fooling anybody except those that are uninformed. The people who are informed see exactly what the hell they're doing. The media are not going to, like last night on the show, one of our guys who comes on our show, or the After the Storm, he was texting, he goes, the media here is not, I said, it doesn't say anything. I said, media are not going to, question this coaching staff. It's not going to question this organization. They want to keep their media stuff. They're not going to question them. And if they didn't live in Oklahoma, he would not be able to get away with what he's getting away with. I can promise you that. And Sam Presti's smart enough to know he's sharp. He knows exactly what he's doing. They don't want to pay SGA the $400 million. That's what it comes down to. They're trying to build J-Dub up so that he can take over. Okay, he's our guy. He's our leader. That's what they're trying to promote to you as Oklahoma fans who are not knowledgeable enough about sports. And I'm not trying to talk down to y'all. All I'm saying is you don't know. Because if you did, you wouldn't be acting the way you're acting. You wouldn't be saying the stuff you're saying. That's facts. Then, when I listen to the media, the problem to me is when I listened to the game last night on TNT, thank God I didn't have to hear Michael Cage. And tonight I don't have to listen to Michael Cage. Thank God. Oh, my God. I'm so excited. I don't have to listen to that dude because he's terrible. He is such a homer, and he promotes the Thunder narrative so much I cannot listen to him. I cannot listen to him. I just won't. I just can't because of the simple facts of certain. Now I watch the show, but I can't listen to him. I can't. There's just no way in hell. I can't. I'm like, dude, what the hell are you talking about? He's a center. He doesn't know about floaters and teardrops and he doesn't know the difference between any of that stuff. He was a center. He played back in the day where he caught the ball, he rebounded, and he would shoot and score inside. He doesn't know how the hell the ball gets there. He doesn't know about any of that stuff. Doesn't have no clue because of the way he talks. I'm just like, I can't even listen to him. I'm like, you don't know what the hell you're talking about. What are you saying? That's like me. I can't listen to bad radio, people talking, and I can't watch bad sports. If you can't play, I'm not interested. I'm just not. I have to be stimulated, and if I'm not, and you can't stimulate me, I'm not interested. And to me, it's just frustrating because the Thunder have such an opportunity that once again they're squandering. They did it last year, and they're doing the same thing again this year. Now, when you look at the scores yesterday in the NBA, here are the NBA scores yesterday. The Bucks lost to the Wizards. Let me let you resonate for a minute. The Bucks lost to the Wizards. And that's the NBA for you. If you show up not ready to play, you will get beat. The Lakers smashed the Raptors. The Heat beat the Knicks. And which of course that happens, but when you think about it, the Knicks, you're playing in Miami, and Miami's a tough out. I don't care where you are. And then the Sixers got by with one against us. Now, tonight, we'll talk about that in a minute. Then the T-Wolves squeezed by the Rockets, furthering the Warriors' chances of expanding their lead over the 11th-place Rockets. The Spurs and Nuggets, what a game that was, and the Nuggets just took care of business at the end, but Wembanyama is just a monster. He's an absolute monster. And then, of course, the Warriors took care of business over the Mavs last night, and then the Kings beat the Clippers, which, of course, in Sacramento, the Kings are a tough out. They're in Sacramento, which is where my family lives. My father's side of the family lives over there. So here we are, the NBA standings. In the West, the Thunder are now went from first to third. Which happens all the time. If you're in the first place, if you lose a game, you're going to be in third. If the other two teams win, you're in third. That's how close this West race is, and that's why, to me, trying to you have to win every game and give yourself the team the opportunity to win. And by taking Josh Giddey out with 3 minutes to go and not having a primary ball handler was, I don't understand what he was doing. I don't. I When that happened, I'm just like, are you kidding me? Now Dort's bringing the ball up. Dort is trying to score because the other guys are not facilitators. They're guys who are, catch and shoots or do whatever. And then you're going to leave Dort as your primary ball handler. Are you kidding me? What are you doing? He is not that guy. But once again, everybody, you can love the coach all you want, but he got out coached again. Once again, when we go against a coach who knows what they're doing, he gets out coached. And especially if SGA and them are not on the floor. And I don't believe SGA is ready. I think he should sit out tonight. He needs the rest. You could tell against the Knicks when he came back, he still was not 100%. You could just tell. And I just think, you sit the guy out until he's 100%. Get us ready for the damn playoffs. Do not bring him back. I mean, you have so much love for J-Dub, even though we're 1-2 without SGA. Leave J-Dub in the game, okay? Because what are we, 5-2 without J-Dub, or what are we? When SGA's playing, what are we, 4-2, 5-2 without him or something like that, without him playing when SGA plays. And we have a losing record when SGA doesn't play. But we have a winning record when SGA plays and J-Dub doesn't. But that tells you everything you need to know about the Thunder's mentality. Clippers, man, big loss for them last night. Now we have a 5-game lead over them. There's the Wolves and I believe that we're set. We're pretty good for third place at worst is what. And I'm not. The only reason why I want us to be second, first, I'm not excited about because the Lakers are lurking back there, and I don't want to see the Lakers. Okay, I don't want to see the Lakers. I really don't. So they're sitting there back there lurking. The Mavs are sliding in. Now they're in 5th place. They've made it all the way up there. And they are tied with the Pelicans. So there you go right there. That's the West. And then the East, which do we really care? I mean, the Celtics have pretty much locked up. They're going to have their 60th win based on what's going to happen in the NBA games today. You can see the Celtics are playing the Thunder tonight in Boston. They really want us bad because we took care of business and beat them here in Oklahoma City earlier in the year. So they want us. And I think you play J-Dub. I don't think you can play SGA. I just think, hold him out to maybe Friday and give him some more rest. Or, we've got to have him for the playoffs. You can't, because remember, after Friday we have 5 straight home games. So to me, give him some rest. Don't play him. Don't play him. Give him some rest, please. Please give him some rest. The Lakers are at the Wizards tonight, so the Lakers should win again. The Trailblazers are at the Hornets. Who cares? Let me see a game that really matters for us besides the Thunder and the Celtics. Let me see. The Magic at the Pelicans. That's going to be a hell of a game right there. And then the T-Wolves should win again because they play the Raptors. So they should take care of business right there. And then you got the Magic and the Pelicans playing tonight. The Pelicans got to win. And then the Cavs at the Suns. The Suns have to win. And, because right now, if we lose, again, we're for sure in 3rd place, solidly. And once again, here are the standings. So if we lose tonight, we're definitely in 3rd. The T-Wolves, if they win, I don't know if they have the tiebreaker. I think they have the tiebreaker over the Nuggets. I know they have the tiebreaker over us because they have a better record in conference than we do. But we have the tiebreaker over the Nuggets. So I do know that. So that if we win that tonight, that would be fantastic for us to get that done. I'm hoping. That's what I'm hoping. So we shall see what happens with that. Then, of course, I'm just excited about what's going on with the Thunder, and I'm pumped up about us. I know I beat us up, and I know I sound like I'm not, but I really am excited about our team. I'm excited about what we're doing as an organization, what we have out here. We're young, but we've got talent out the wazoo. We really, truly do. We've got talent. We have the ability to really do some things. So I'm just hoping that the ownership does what they need to do to get us where we need to do. I really, truly hope so. I just do. I don't know if they will, but I don't know why you don't promote SGA. I don't know why you don't give him the MVP status, other than it's going to be harder for you to for people to believe the narrative that you're going to throw out there that he now want to play with these guys because they were young, which is bullshit because he's 25. It's just, remember back at the beginning of the year we talked about that, where they did the best duo 25 and or under 25, and they did Josh and Chet last year, remember? And they said the reason why they didn't include SGA because he was 25. That's you promoting that. Not 25 and under, but under 25, whereas your best player is 25. But that was a way to exclude him, and you could just see it's the little things that they do. They're not slick. I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, SRB. If you have any needs for engineering, surveying, or planning, hit my guy Mark Long up. He is the dude over there. They love to be behind the scenes. If you got a new complex you're building, they will help you set everything up and make sure it's laid out properly, and that anything won't happen, flooding or any of that. And then if you're a county or whatever, you have a water treatment plant or you have a dam that needs to be checked, they are fantastic at doing all of that. Collaborative Logic and our guy Russell Williford, if you have needs for computers or software to make your office run smoother or website design, they are the people to talk to. And the thing I love about them is they can remote in. They won't come in and disrupt your office at all if you'll go through them. They can remote in us. When I have issues, they just remote in on my computer and fix whatever. Love how they do things there. Oak Grove Trucking and our guy Jose Fierro, if you have needs for dirt, rock, or sand to be moved, he is the dude for that. So hit my guy Jose Fierro up for that. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912. They are the bank that makes things happen. They're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to go out and support women, minority, and black-owned businesses in the OKC area. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com, or go into any of their locations, the main bank, downtown Yukon, 401M. Even though I tease those guys about that, it is downtown. I just have to rag on Drew and Nathan. YNB East, which is off the Parkway and 66 or 39th Expressway. YNB Mustang, 218 North Mustang Road. YNB Parkway, which is off Garth Brooks and I-40, just south of I-40, right there in front of the hospital. Cannot miss it. YNB Peoples in Bethany on 23rd Street between Rockwell and MacArthur, and then, of course, Shelter Insurance, the Mark Pemberton Agency, located 4609 Southeast 29th, Dale City, Oklahoma, 670-2424. Open Monday through Thursday, 9 to 5, Fridays, 9 to 1. Closed Saturdays and Sundays, proudly serving the Middale area since 1982. Now, that being said, we've got some NFL news, and, the Bills trade Stephon Diggs to the Texans. And when I saw this, I was like, wow, I don't know what took them so long to make this decision, because I thought they were going to trade Stephon last year because of he wanted to be gone. He did. You could tell by the way he was acting. You could tell by what he was saying that he wanted to be out. But he dropped a huge pass against the Chiefs in the divisional round. Now, whether that would have made any difference, not who the hell knows, because it is Patrick Mahomes. But he did drop a pass for that. So they trade him to the Texans. Now, what is that saying for the Texans? And we were talking about this, that, today it was like the Texans, oh my God, they're loaded for bear. Why? Because you have a quarterback on a rookie contract. So now you can load up at all the other positions in order to win when you got a guy on a rookie contract. Because I can promise you, when the 49ers, you can love Brock Purdy all you want to, but when they got to pay him that extension and that money comes in, you're not going to have your tight end, you're not going to have your left tackle, you're not going to have your defense, and you had to let some pieces go. So the question is, can Brock Purdy elevate people to the next level? Dak Prescott can during the year, but in the playoffs he can't. Why do you think Jerry's not paying him the money? Why do you think Mike McCarthy's not making the money? He's like, look, we're stuck with where I'm going to pay this guy, and if we come down to it, then I'll pay him next year if he can do it. But he's not. He's going to lose. He cannot win in the playoffs. He has a losing record against teams that are 500 and better. Let me say that again. He has a losing record against teams that are 500 and better. So you're not going to get anything out of Dak Prescott. Paying him more than Patrick Mahomes is idiotic. When you look at the Texans and you look at Stephon Diggs, my problem with him is he wants the ball. You got two receivers that are pretty good already there. Now, is he better than them? He's older. He's more of a route runner. Yeah, he's more uh, accomplished is the word I'm looking for when it comes to what they have. Josh Allen didn't do anything until he got there. Now Josh Allen, his hands are tied. Why? He doesn't have a receiver. You have to go out and get him one in the draft. You've gotten rid of all the defensive players because of why? You paid all this money to him, and you paid all that money to, oh my God, what's his name? Von Miller. Because you have a defensive coach, and you paid a bunch of money to an aging defensive end. Why? Why? Now you're stuck. But Stephon Diggs needed to go. He should have been gone a long time ago. And, but once again, what is Josh Allen going to do now that he's gone? And Josh Allen can't keep running because if you keep running quarterbacks don't last long. You can't take the wear and the tear and the beating that you're going to get in the NFL if you're a running quarterback. You can't do it. You can't keep it up. It's impossible. And Josh is a hell of a player, but I just don't see him keeping that up. He just can't. He just can't. So we're going to see. But I thought it was a great move by the Texans. They are really lining themselves up for what they want to do. And then tomorrow we're going to do the over-unders for them and what their schedule is and what they're predicted to win. Tomorrow we're going to start doing, not them, but we're going to start doing tomorrow. Every day we're going to do 2 teams. And we're going to do the over-under, who they're playing. And we're going to go over that because NFL is back with the schedule. So we'll be able to tell who we think is going to do what leading up to the draft, who needs to do what. And so we're going to start doing that. So everybody should be in tune to that. But anyway, based on what the Texans are doing in their over-under and what we think they will and will not do. I think they're at, 8.5, I think is what they are. And you look at C.J. Stroud. He's done really well. You've got a good offensive coordinator. You've got a head coach that basically is a defensive coordinator, but with offensive knowledge. That's a good way to put it. Because a lot of old school defensive coordinators that are head coaches, they're just defensive. That's where they're at. They don't get offense. They just don't. They're defensive guys. The offensive coordinators are the ones offensive head coaches are the ones that win Super Bowls. Why? Because they understand defense. They understand offense, and then they get him a guy who's smart on defense and say, hey, look, that's your job, which is why the Chiefs are so good at what they're doing with Spagnuolo. Because, hey, Spags ain't going nowhere, and he's happy where he's at, and the Chiefs gave him a raise, so he's making a considerable amount of money, and he's just in charge of defense, and he's completely in charge of it. Oh, my God, my mind just went blank. Andy Reid, wow, I ain't going to say what I was going to say because y'all will laugh about that and I'll never hear the last of it. But I'm going to say this. He's like, look, you handle the defense, I'm going to handle the offense. He has utmost trust in Spags for him to do what he needs to do with the defense. But they give him just enough that he can continue to stay young, and they know that, listen, this year it wasn't the offense because the receivers let him down. So it was the defense that did everything, because of the draft that they had gotten over the last couple of years. Think about what they got when they left Tyreek and what they got when they drafted 2 defensive players who were very, 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 very important in the last 2 years. The Chiefs winning the 2 Super Bowls. That's who they got for Tyreek. They didn't draft offense. They drafted one of the best cornerbacks and defensive ends. That's what they got. So they're doing everything that they need to do, and, everybody talks about L'Jarius Sneed. I don't have a problem with them getting rid of L'Jarius Sneed. Chris Jones, yes. L'Jarius Sneed, no, because you got cornerbacks in that. And I don't care how good of a cornerback you are. If you don't have the defensive line putting pressure on the quarterback, you're in trouble. If the quarterback has time to sit back there, because you look at L'Jarius Sneed, he didn't get scored on all year to the playoffs. He had 2 touchdowns scored on him in the playoffs. One by the Bills and one by the 49ers. He didn't have one all year long until the playoffs. And then he gave up 2 against the Bills and against the 49ers. So, it doesn't matter how good you are. You can be who you want, but you cannot guard the whole time. If the quarterback has time to throw the ball and you guard the number 1 wide receiver on the opposing team, you're going to let them catch passes and they're going to score on you. But because of his defensive line, who he had in front of him, that allowed L'Jarius Sneed to be probably the top man-to-man corner. I'm going to give him that, top man-to-man corner in professional football in the NFL. And he got rewarded for it. Now, I thought the Chiefs did a great job of just getting rid of him. But what did the Chiefs do? Kind of like what the Thunder did. The Thunder drafted Gordon Hayward, which gave them money to do what? To sign people next year, which is who? You got 4 people to sign next year. You got to sign Jay Will if you want to sign him early, and then you got to sign Josh. You definitely got to sign Chet and J Dub. So Josh, J Dub, and Chet, you got to sign next year. And if you want to throw Jay Will in there, you can, or you can wait till the following year. But you want to get those two early enough because it's going to cost you less money to do it this coming off season than it will be the next off season. It's going to cost you less money to do it now. So sign them early, get them out of the way, get them locked down, and then the next year, you get 2 more years after that, you got to deal with SGA, which, of course, they're not going to pay him. I'm telling you right now. I'll be shocked if the Thunder gave him $400 million. I don't see it happening. I think they're going to use the excuse to get rid of him. But we're still in the NFL. Let me get back to the NFL. But anyway, in the NFL, we'll see what's going to happen with that. With the Cowboys and Dak, I don't see them happening. I see Dak being gone and them doing something else. With the Bills, getting rid of Stephon Diggs, what is Josh going to do now? With the Texans, they still got him for 2 more years. So they're fine with him, or is it 3 more years? They've got him, so they're not in any hurry to do anything with him. They can continue to build around him and have a chance to win a Super Bowl while he is still young. The 49ers, you got Brock Purdy coming up on his 3rd year. You're going to have to sign him probably the end of next year to give him that brace. But Brock Purdy cannot win. He's not the guy. I don't care what the dude says, Jason, whatever his name is. He's full of crap. He prefers him. I mean, he hates Mahomes. Like he had him ranked 7th best quarterback last year playing. He's the guys like that. And anyway, I'm going to be nice. I could have said something, but I'm going to be nice. So that's how I look at it. That's where I see everything now as far as the NFL is concerned. You have a great opportunity to really. The Texans, I think, are making the most of it. I like what Atlanta did with hiring a defensive coordinator that understands offense. I like what the Steelers did by hiring Arthur Smith as their offensive coordinator because, let's face it, Mike Tomlin, he wins every year, but he's lost when it comes to the offense. And he needs to do what Andy Reid does. Andy Reid says, okay, here, you got the defense, you take it. He needs to get somebody he trusts offensively and say, okay, what can we help you get offensively? My defense, we're set pretty much. What can I give you offensively so that we can win? Because you got to face Burrow and you got to face Deshaun. Hopefully Deshaun to get back to where he was. I just don't know if he's going to be able to make it. With Cleveland, I just don't know. And then you have to face Lamar. So those are 6 games you got there a year. You're going to have to score some points. Now, you're going to be able to stop them defensively because it's a tough deal, and y'all split with them every year. It's pretty much you're 3-3 or 4-2. Very rarely are you 2-4. What is that? 2-4, yeah, against that group. So, you're going to be 3-3, but you got to be able to win some games. You got to be able to slide in and get a game that you're not supposed to get. And with the West being the way the West is, it's going to be tough. Excuse me, the AFC being the way the AFC is. And then, of course, you got Aaron coming back, and what are they going to do? Are they going to draft a tight end, or are they going to draft a tackle? What are they going to do? You got 2 old guys who can't hold up, who have not been able to hold up the whole year, guarding him. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? Oh, by the way, he's trying to run for president or vice president or something anyway. Who knows what the hell he's going to do, which is just insane. So, man, boy, I had a full mouth tonight. I had a full deal. So, I wish I would have got the points today for the game tonight. I'm excited about the game tonight and what the Thunder can do. We've got to get back and get one. Here is our schedule, our last, what do we have, 7 games left? Is that right? 7 games? I think we have 7 games left. I think that's what we have left. Where is it at? I know I just passed it. I think we have 7 games left. I think that's what we have. Where is my deal at right here? I'm sorry, guys. I know. Oh, here we go. Here are our remaining games. Now, right now, in our first 6 games, we're 3-3, which is, I was hoping we would be 4-2 or 5-1. But, we lost to the Bucks, which was before we played the Pelicans. Beat the Pelicans. Then a bad loss to the Rockets, but of course SJ wasn't playing. And then we beat the Suns. We beat the Knicks because SJ was playing. And then we lose to the Sixers because SGA wasn't playing. Now we have the Celtics tonight. They want us really bad, and then we have the Pacers on Friday. And then after that, what really kicks in then is you have the Hornets, the Kings, the Spurs, the Bucks, the Mavs. So you have these last 5 home games, and they're all at home. And you got to figure out what you're going to do with that because, these last 7 games you have to go 5-2. If you go, you can't go worse than 4-3. That's just got to be the absolute worst that you could possibly go with these last 7 games. Okay, but you need to go 5-2. If you go 5-2, you're great. If you go 4-3, man, you're still going to be in third, but you're going to be a for sure third. And like I said, if we're set, because I want to rest against the Bucks and the Mavs. I don't want to have to play our starters against either one of those games at the end. I want us to be able to rest both of those games, and I hope that the Bucks are sitting where they are comfortably in second place, where they can rest as well. So that's kind of how I look at it, and kind of what I see for the Thunder to be able to do what we need to do for that, and hopefully we will, because if we go 5-2, we possibly have a chance to be in first place. But if I think we go 5-2, we for sure will be in second place. Okay? And the reason why I want second versus third is because I want home court advantage. And still, if we're third, go to Minnesota, which we can get a game in Minnesota, because remember we beat them once in Minnesota, then they came back and beat us here. So what do? We beat them. We beat them at home. They beat us there. We beat them there. Then they beat us at home. So we're 1-1 on the other home courts play. So that puts it 50-50. So I guess it doesn't really matter except who you're going to play in the rounds. And I think that you'd rather be 7th place, maybe a 3rd place to play the 7th versus 2. But I want us to be in 2 because I think we are 28-7 at home or something stupid like that. So I'd rather play a home game for we get a chance to get a W at the house, or 27-8, 28-7, 28-8, 27-8, or something like that, whatever we are at home. But anyway, that's kind of how I look at it, and kind of what I would like for the Thunder to do is to have a home court advantage when it comes to that. So that being said, I'm sorry this is a short day today, but I've got some stuff I've got to get done today on the car. And that being said, everybody have a fantastic day. Stay warm. Go out there and play some golf. I think it's warm enough to hit some golf balls today. So go out there and have some fun. Stay out of trouble, and